Right. So, as part of our migration process in regard to the data migration, all that stuff, because as in when we know, we have discussed about the data migration part. So, what data migration is all about, and how the data migration will be taken place. Right. So, this is all something which we have discussed in the last sessions. In continuation to the data migration, today I'm going to discuss about the managed file transfer because this is something which is essentially important, which is a essentially important solution to simplify any external or as well as internal data transfers for any enterprises. Because when it comes to the MFT transfer process, which is so important, especially when we are working on the migration projects to automate as well as configure and managing the data. So in regard to that, when it comes to the MFT process, uh, usually we are developing nowadays as a cloud application, which is a SaaS application, like software as a service application, where it distinguishes it from the network protocols like FTP or SSH transfer protocols, all these. When we try to implement MFT, managed file transfer, first we need to uh, identify the kind of files that are to be uploaded as well as encrypted in the MFT system. And whatever the secure protocols like FTPS or SFTP or HTTPS are be used as connections. So these transmission of data to the target system or to any other applications, everything we have to manage our activities. Uh, so these are the logs to ensure that they must meet all the required compliance requirements. And also, if there is any uh, processes that we are following, so that has to be simplified, right? So subsequent follow-up checks, etc., everything can be done in this regard. Now, when it comes to the advantages are concerned, especially for managing file transfers, if you see what advantages we have identified. So there are a couple of advantages when we are implementing managed file transfers. So what are the advantages do we have? This is something which we need to know. The first one about safety. Safety is the first one, wherein the advantage as well as MFT is concerned, because the implementation of MFT solution that we are developing, usually it's a cryptographic measurements, so like something like end-to-end description, encryption and all, so that the data will be protected during the transfer or at the state of idle, etc. At the same time, these MFTs are more reliable and as well as involves fewer in risk than FTPs. At the same time, it also regulates the security checks. At the same time, real-time monitoring also prevents some costly data breaches, everything. Second, about the efficiency part. So MFTs are also efficient. Right? So efficiency is also another second point, wherein whenever the data we are exchanging securely and as well as efficiently between systems and locations. This includes large data volumes, like in addition to that, whatever the managed file transfer that supports extensions for a wide range of platforms like mobile devices, databases, applications, ERP, CRM, all that stuff. The third one about the compliance part. The third one about the compliance. When it comes to the compliance itself is concerned, organizations can configure these MFTs to meet required stringent security standards that are required to implement. So that, for example, this also includes any regulatory requirements we have, like any general data protection regulations, GDPRs, or if there is any payment card industry data security standards, or it can be Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act standards or HIPAA rules and regulations. All these things will be another important element when to be understood. Next, fourth point, and as far as advantages itself is concerned, this is very transparent. So transparency is another important element, right? Because with the high level transparency, this provides logging processes, and risk can be assessed, and errors in data transfers can be corrected more quickly. At the same time, this can be prevented, etc. So these are the advantages when we are implementing MFT solutions, especially when we want to migrate, whenever we are doing some data migration projects, wherein simplifying any external or internal or external data transfers for any enterprises are concerned. In the next session, we are going to discuss about migration analytics, right? So what analytics will be of? So that part we are going to discuss in the next session.